This is the 20th season of Bass Talk Live. BTL is presented by Bass Cat Boats, Strike King Lures, Aftco, Pro Guide Batteries, Spro, Gamakatsu, The Bass Tank, Denali Rods, Beatdown Outdoors, and Sunline.
BTL coming at you.
Good evening, and welcome to another exciting edition of BTL Bass Talk Live. And there's not very many Saturdays in the fall where we're going to be live streaming at 8 o'clock at night. It's OU's bye week, so we still have hope to make a bowl game, although it is LSU and Alabama for the next 2 weeks. So if you're listening to this, thank you live for taking time out of your college football Saturdays to tune into the Master Angler quest with Matt and Matt that we have been on for the last 4 days. And quite frankly, Matt Stefan, it has felt like an absolute bender.
Dude, I cannot tell you how exhausting this has been. You know, we fished tournaments for a week straight, sun up to sundown, work on no sleep. I don't understand why I'm so tired. It's been nonstop for us, and I don't think the viewers probably recognize the amount of work that has to go into like creating the content so quickly. And so like you fish all day and then come home and it's like, I mean, we're literally like a mobile electronic device too. As soon as we get off the water, like stuff's being downloaded, stuff's being set up. And what did we say? I think in the 4 days we've had 14, we're up to like 14 hours of sleep with last night.
Dave Rush just texted me, why the hell am I watching this? I don't know. We are on like 14 hours of sleep. I think we totaled it up, 1,200 miles?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We went to another 4 lakes today and drove probably 300 miles, half of which were on dirt roads. We went to a lake we couldn't put the boat in. That was like, that's how bad it got. We're new. So if you guys are listening to this for the first time real quick, Matt Stefan and I have been attempting for the last 4 days to catch In-Fisherman Master Angler species. Each species has a minimum length or weight requirement.
That's correct.
Based on what region you are in. And we were attempting to catch largemouth bass, hybrid striper, white bass, and white or black crappie on this trip. And then we were going to throw in some crazy ones if things had gone as planned. I do remember 20 minutes into this challenge, you may have said, hey, let's knock these 2 species out so we can get out of here before the rain hits. Did you turn the oven off, by the way?
Yeah, the oven's off.
Okay.
The oven's off. Yeah, I did. I really thought I overestimated how difficult this challenge would be. I really did. Like the issue isn't necessarily even. I mean, it's hard enough to catch a fish of a minimum requirement of trophy.
Whoa! I accidentally showed the wrong screen, and it kind of gave it away. Sorry. Keep going. Sorry. Keep going. Sorry.
So the crazy part here is you know, when you're like trying to catch a trophy class fish is difficult in itself, but when you're just like in our case, I mean, we had 4 days. We had to deal with the conditions we were served, which were not ideal fishing. You know, the not that I'm making excuses already, but I mean, the water temps are still a lot higher than we were expecting. We had a couple of days that just blew like 20 plus miles an hour. We full moon conditions, bluebird sky, like just, I mean, not ideal fishing conditions. And, you know, we were talking about in the boat earlier today, how like we overestimated how easy it would be to catch these fish. And it's like, yeah, well, I've caught so many trophy class caliber largemouth before, or crappie or whatever. But the reality is it's like, you've done that over a lifetime of fishing. Mm-hmm. It's not like you've ever gone out and just said, I'm going to catch a 10-pound bass.
Yeah. No, I like the challenge though. Like
I love the challenge.
There's some legs to this. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed listening, watching, following along on this. Comments, questions, suggestions for the future, please feel free to shoot them to me at matt@basszone.com. Leave a comment in the YouTube show. We kind of did this challenge, at least I did this challenge, because it seems like just in the bass fishing world, now you're drinking a beer, so that kind of gives it away too. Well, I mean, obviously I feel like if things didn't go well today,
I would be drinking a beer anyways right now.
Okay.
After
we'll
4
get
days.
to today here in a second, because we had some magic happen today. We'll just let the cat out of the bag right now. We had some magic happen today. Now, it didn't happen early or often, but we had some magic happen.
We worked so hard.
We did. I digress on that. So I wanted both Matt and I, Matt Stefan, longtime MLF Invitational, FLW Tour Invitational champion, Red Crest qualifier, BPT angler. I've toiled away in the opens for the last 5 years. We're tournament fishermen, right? But we both share a love for multi-species. And I've never fished like any other species other than bass with like a goal, like trying to catch. Dude, it's freaking fun.
Yeah.
It is so much fun. Like to have something, granted, it's something we made up, or it's, there's money on the line, but like to have something on the line when you're fighting a hybrid or a big white bass or a giant crappie, like, dude, I haven't felt like that much. Like, I loved it.
What I loved about it was like how I forgot all about bass. Like, and bass are what our careers are made out of.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was like, oh, we're patterning crappie, we're patterning white bass or hybrid, and we're intentionally targeting them. And that was something that, for me, fishing for species outside of bass just reminds me like how much I love the sport. Like, I can't say that enough, because it's no longer, I don't want to say work, but everything you do or I do when I'm bass fishing is how can I apply that to tournament fishing to help myself make a living. And, it's very rare actually when I even get to target other species, but to be able to go out and, have a goal for each species almost made it feel like we were in a tournament. Like, that was the crazy part. Like, we were up early. If a lake didn't work, we were loading the boat up and heading to the next lake. And I mean, we were constantly moving and acting as if it was a tournament, but it like you said, we made this up. Like, literally, this was something that we just decided to go out and do. And, I think we will continue doing this kind of regardless whether we make content or not out of it. But I think it would be just a phenomenal, like, lifetime fishing achievement if we were able to capture all of them.
I'm all in for 27. Like, I'm going to be that old guy with like 3 left. That's going to be at some lodge, and these young guys in their spaceships are going to pull up, and they're going to be like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm going to be like, "I'm here for a chain pickerel." And it's going to be the last one on the list, and I'm going to have my vest on. Like,
yeah, that I could see myself doing that as well.
We did a show yesterday morning early. It seems like a month ago that we did that show. Remember, I was dressed like Babe Winkleman, and we went for like an hour, and then we went out and we went to 2 different lakes yesterday. Just a brief recap on yesterday. Yesterday was a bust. Like, we caught a ton of crappie. We caught a couple nice bass. The video is out right now on Matt Stefan's YouTube channel, but I don't want to say that I like panicked yesterday, but I went to what I would consider safe. We did a little bit of I hate that phrase. We swung for the fences 2 days ago.
You have to.
Like, there's no other phrase. Like, that is when they designed the phrase swinging for the fences. That's what we did 2 days ago. Yesterday, we like bunted for a single, and we struck out on the foul ball 3rd strike.
Yeah. Well, and the thing too, having the trailer issues at the start of day 2, we lost several hours. And in a normal situation, we would have said, okay, let's scrap that. And we'll swap days, right? We'll try to hit that home run on day 3. But the problem was we knew we were going to have 20 plus mile an hour winds, and that was just going to screw that up. So it was like, all right, if we're going to do this, we got to do this. And we lost a lot of fishing time. In hindsight, would I have done it again? I don't know. I probably would have. Like, I feel like it's a good enough home run swing that it would have been worth it. But
we caught a lot of crappie yesterday. You can go to Matt Stefan's YouTube channel and watch it. But
I've never seen so many crappie.
Yeah, I think that's all we need to say about yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, I thought we had a chance. I didn't think we had a chance at a 10-pounder, but I thought we had a chance at a 24-incher, if that makes sense. I have caught 24-inch fish out of the fisheries that we went to yesterday in the past. Now, like you said, you start looking back and thinking of those fish, and you're like, ideal time of the year, ideal conditions, weekday, like everything was perfect. So when I'm like, oh yeah, we can catch him here, then I'm like, but it's blowing 10 and it's every excuse under the book. It's amazing how perfect things have to be for master angler fish to come in the boat.
You only catch so many master angler size fish. I mean, of the 27 categories in my lifetime, I think I've probably caught 6 or 7 or achieved species, 6 or 7 species where I've caught the master angler size. So the reality is, it's like the likelihood that we're going to catch multiple over the course of a couple of days is hard to fathom.
It is. So today did not start out good either.
No,
we did. Listen, we did start the day by going to Buc-ee's.
We did,
which was a fantastic start to the morning.
You that is your favorite restaurant in the world. I think that's just like, you view that place as a restaurant, amusement park. Like,
it is all of the above. Now here's the interesting thing. I couldn't wipe the smile off of your face in Buc-ee's. You were calling the family. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, the kids are watching.
There may or may not have been things purchased.
Yeah. Be good, boys. Be good for mom, because otherwise there's going to be no treats.
You spent a lot of time looking for the 2 boys.
Had to find something right.
And you couldn't wipe the smile off your face. You literally could. You were walking. You had armloads of things, because I don't want to give anything away. Presents away.
Yeah.
And then it gets out, and I ask for one photo op, and you pretend like you didn't have the time of your life in there.
A time in my life, far from it. I feel like I went there and I had to spend money just to satisfy family obligations.
That is not true. You enjoyed every second of it.
You're the one that's jumping around that place like, have you seen this? Have you seen this? And they got this and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, I have such mixed emotions on Buc-ee's. I'm still quick.
I don't understand why you have mixed emotions. I feel because you're threatened by it. I don't want to go shopping
when I go to the gas station.
Did you see? I'm doing a screenshot of it because it's on my Instagram. Like, look at your face. Look at your face that you took the picture of Buc-ee's after.
Yeah, I did that on purpose because I had just spent $130 or $113, $100 and something.
Hank doesn't have Instagram yet, right?
Well, technically, no.
Okay, good, because you can kind of see through the bags there. Like I said, I don't want to give away any gifts.
Yeah.
If you want to look at the picture, this is the picture I'm talking about.
The kids are watching.
Well, you can't see through it. You can't see through it like
now
that.
You just spoiled it for the boys.
No, I didn't. They couldn't see through it with that. Oh, your lovely wife is on. She said, "Great, now the boys won't settle down about Buc-ee's."
Sorry, Sarah. It's all Matt's fault. It is all. I would have stopped. I wouldn't have stopped. I would have stopped.
You would have stopped. Yeah. You talked about it 3 times.
They do have good breakfast sandwiches.
Rich said he just caught a 29-inch. Hellabass. Rich Lindgren said he caught a 29-inch Region 1 walleye today, which is an inch short.
Short, yeah.
Yeah, we know all about that, Rich. Trust me.
Yeah.
We were 3/4 of an inch short on a white bass. We were an inch short on a hybrid. And you were a quarter of an inch short on a crappie.
Yes.
Now, that being said.
At one point. Yes.
All right. We're going to take a really quick break. And when we come back, we'll dive into the conclusion. Is that the ultimate or the penultimate? What is that called? What's the final day called? The penultimate day?
Yeah, I'm not. Oh, it was a long day with a happy ending.
The next to last. So yesterday was the penultimate day. Today was the final day of the Master Angler Quest. So it is BTL on a Saturday night. We're not going to go for forever here. You have a pizza that is cooling off, and I have a T-bone that I just pulled off of the tracker.
Oh, you finished it?
Yeah, it's done. I go extra rare on that.
We had a steak last night. You ordered it. What do you call it? What did you order? Extra rare.
Well, rare to extra rare. Typically, then it'll come rare. If you're at a higher end place, which I don't go to very often, you order it blue, which is basically like a formal way of saying extra rare. So, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll dive into the final day of the In-Fisherman Master Angler Challenge with the one and only Matt Stefan. We'll be back right after this.
Your early morning mentality is your every hour mentality. All gas, no brakes. Focus, purpose, power. Destined for the water, but confident everywhere else. A calming buzz before the storm, the truth of nature itself. You can't catch lightning in a bottle. There's a limit out there, but it's not with your gear. Unrelenting power delivery. Unparalleled weight savings. Keeping you on the water, whether you run a 9.9 or outscoping your best 5. In this rare air, there's power in the silence. It's a mindset, thinking only of the things that matter and freeing your mind from the things that you trust.
Get the best patterns backed by tournament data. Start by finding the best 10% of your lake. Know exactly what to look for and what to throw. After that, just put them in the boat. Try the Deep Dive app today.
Look at that beast right there.
This is Gamakatsu's new Nano Alpha line of hooks. If it looks familiar, that's because they are. It's the same shapes and sizes in the round bend and the EWG and in the new Horizon head that you know and love from Gamakatsu, but there are a couple new features with this Nano Alpha, which is this little green label that you see on the packaging. First off, 2 times faster hook penetration. That's because of the Nano Alpha smooth coating on it, and also it is 4 times more corrosion resistant. Check it out, Nano Alpha.
I've been using Sunline Shooter for the majority of my career. Millions of dollars made, lots of bass caught, and the gnarly, gnarly stuff. If you need a abrasion resistant, tough fishing line for the really, really mean stuff, Sunline Shooter is for you.
Beatdown is efficient.
Rock solid. 100% American made.
This thing is super tough. I mean, this thing is not going anywhere.
I've ran the Beatdown double stack from Florida all the way up to New York. And the one thing that I know is when I get to my fishing destination, I never have to worry about issues with my graph mount.
Your options are endless with these mounts, but they're steady, they're solid. These are the most reliable mounts on the market, and you can't go wrong with the Beatdown.
When you're ready to hit the water, Denali Fishing has you covered. Regardless of your skill level, from beginner all the way up to tournament pro, Denali has rods, reels, and tungsten to get the job done. Check them out at denalifishing.com.
All right, welcome back. BTL on a Saturday night. The conclusion of the In-Fisherman Master Angler Challenge.
It's kind of sad. I'm kind of.
We were gonna what?
Kind of really happy, kind of really sad.
That it's over?
Yeah.
No.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I'm glad we caught some Master Angler awards today.
Yes.
Which is what we're going to get into right now. So anyway, today we went to a lot of different lakes. And then we finally went to one. And I thought from the beginning of this thing that the white crappie would probably be the most realistic. I was a tad cocky, to be honest. But we've had really warm weather, and it was really windy today. But it took until, 4 p.m.?
Yeah, 3:58.
3:58 p.m. I'll throw the photo up there. Bam. 15 and a quarter inch. It weighed 2.2 pounds on the Bubba scale, so it would have to have been it was 2 pounds 2 ounces on the Bubba scales. Have to be 2 pounds 4 ounces on the Bubbas to be 2.25, which is 2 and a quarter for the kept. But we released this fish, so Master Angler Award achieved.
Well done.
Which was a great moment. I'm not gonna lie, I've caught several 15 plus inch crappie before, but it was probably the most important 15-inch crappie I've ever caught.
It just such a relief, like to finally accomplish one of them, especially after you didn't mention the conditions today. Like a couple of lakes we went to, we didn't even put the boat in at the ramp because it was howling so bad. Like in the areas we want to fish, like you can't just go find a secluded place to get out of the wind. You got to be able to fish the areas where the big fish live. So we drove around quite a bit. And then battled the wind all day, and then you pulled through for us. It was such a relief,
dude. The video. What time is the video tomorrow going to come out?
I'm shooting for normal time tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central.
Matt Stefan Fishing is the only place you're going to see it, but it was kind of a cool fish catch because we were putting typical crappie baits on them, and I'd actually had one react to a big minnow style bait while we were bass fishing before. Yeah. So when we saw this particular fish, I was like, yeah, I'm going to put a big bait on. Like we had put crappie jigs and hair jigs and small jigs on it. And then I put a 5-inch bait, like on a crappie head down there. Very first drop, the thing smokes it.
Yeah. Dude, I couldn't believe how well it reacted to that big bait. And it is true because, I mean, we were fishing for bass and you had that one follow it. And then that kind of, we transitioned over to thinking, okay, you know what, we're going to try to catch that fish. And did we actually catch? We never caught that fish. No, we followed that fish. That we fished that area, I guess, for a while, hoping that we could catch that fish. And if we failed, but that big, a 5-inch bait for crappie, I still like you gave it to me at one point to try to catch fish with it. And I'm like, I can't use this for crappie. Like it's too big for me.
Yeah. And then we had some heartbreak. So we were joyous. We had caught the crappie, and then we got on another one, and I was pretty much done fishing at that point. Like I'd gotten my Master Angler. Yeah. I was tired, and it was gas and wind. You know, we're using 15-foot rods. It's pain in the butt. The tips are tangling up all the time. And then Matt catches one, and it's legitimately an 1/8 of an inch short. It was like a 2-pound crappie, biggest crappie of your life. Your PB.
Yep.
Doesn't count for anything.
Didn't mean anything. Just hurt my heart. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was honestly like if you hadn't caught that one, I don't know that either of us. Well, maybe we would have still fished for crappie or whatever. But you're like a crappie master. You were really good at it. So like once you caught yours, you kind of played a little bit of guide at that point.
A little bit. JB saying, what bait was it? And then Saturday says 5-inch unnamed bait. I caught it on a Sakamata shad, like straight out of the bass box.
Yeah. We were fishing for bass.
Yeah. But then I put it on a crappie jig head.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a big bait for a crappie.
Well, the thing is, I mean, those white, like the white crappie specifically, like that fish, when I lipped it, I mean, its mouth is like,
yeah,
it's huge.
Well, what we may or may not get to see another picture later that shows exactly how big the mouth of a big crappie is. It does not matter, Mark, on whether it is a black or a white crappie. They just have to be 15 inches in length if released. So this was a 15.25-inch crappie. So we officially had a patch.
Yours was 15 and a half.
I was looking at the picture. It was 15
and
a
a
quarter.
Short?
Yeah,
okay.
I was a little like I just showed the picture up there.
Okay.
So
it was a big crappie. Biggest crappie I've ever seen.
So it doesn't. So the bump board that I use, of the official bump board, it just has the inches marker, and it clearly, in my opinion, is 15.25 inches.
Okay, that's long enough.
Yeah, and I know that bump board is dead on. You know how I know that bump board is dead on? Because I use it in the Bassmaster Opens in the nation, and I weighed in a 14-inch spotted bass on the line in the Bass Nation last week, and when he bumped it at the tanks on the official bump board, it was 14 inches on the line.
Yeah.
So
all it's got to do is hit the line.
Yeah. And then we had
some heartbreak. We had additional heartbreak.
Yeah. You definitely had one that was a master angler quality that you did nothing wrong. And the problem is when you're fishing for these fish that are heavy, you know, their nickname is
paper mouth.
Bingo. And the paper ripped.
Yeah, it did rip. That was heartbreak. Because at that point I caught a 14.75, and then I lost that one, which was clearly bigger. And yeah, it was. And here's part of the issue too. Keep in mind, like we kind of figured something out, like a little spot. But you caught yours at 4:00. Sunset is like a little after 5.
Yeah.
So I mean, and it's gassing 20 mile an hour. It was not. It was not falling in line.
There were several fish that came up and wouldn't eat it. It wasn't looking good. Yeah. So like we were done. Like
I literally said, let's go back and put it on the trailer. And I mean, at that point, it was. I think I for whatever reason. Well, at that point, it was kind of probably like 5:45. It was almost completely dark. And you're like, well, let me just troll over here a little bit.
Yeah.
And you do that. And it's like, I mean, literally, we're like, okay, let's go. And then we see a dot.
And
I catch the
that
dot.
one.
Yeah.
He's like, I think that's one. And, drop your stuff. I mean, boom, instantly.
Yeah. 15.25.
And there it is,
My
right there.
First legitimate.
So I know it looks light there. That's because Matt has a really good phone that like captures every single light. I'll show you what my first pictures actually looked like of how dark it was.
I don't. Tomorrow during the video, all you're gonna hear is a bunch of hooting and hollering because it's basically completely dark.
Like you can see, like that's with a flash and everything. Like look how dark it is. Look how dark it is in the background there.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was. We caught that fish. We did all the measurements. We got all the photos. Put the boat on the trailer, and literally the moon was like in the sky at that point.
Yeah,
I mean, it was dark.
It was so cool. I was so happy that you caught one and I caught one. And even though we only went 1 for 4, I would consider this a successful trip.
It was a great, this was
so tired.
Just a fun trip from a personal standpoint to get to fish with you.
We didn't get to like chill at all.
No, it
zero
was,
chill.
It felt like a tournament all week. Like we were talking strategy the whole time. It was good all around. I mean, I don't know that I fully captured it in the videos that I put out.
No, I think you did. I think you've done a really good job on it.
Oh, well, thanks, Matt.
So you know what we have to do next, Matt, right?
Yeah, we gotta figure out how to fill out the forms.
I literally have the form right here. I literally have the form right here. I'm not going to show the form because it has like my home address and telephone number and all that stuff.
Have you already filled it out?
Yes, it is completely filled out right now.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it's filled out, Matt at basszone.com with my phone number, Matt Pangrak, Region 2 white crappie, November 16th, 2024. Oklahoma, catch and release, 15 1/4 inches. Deb Sakamata shad, white 5-inch, and then drag and drop, upload a picture of it. For the release category, I also included the optional grip and grin photo from the lake.
Ooh, it's optional, huh?
It is, but it's highly encouraged in case they want to use it in publication.
What are you going to do with your patch?
I am going to get an old school vest. I feel like you should too. And then in the subsequent challenges, we should fish in not only matching hats, but matching vests.
Our hats, like, just to show how hard we worked, I was looking at our hats earlier today.
They're getting grimy.
Yeah, yours, I mean, mine is all slimed up. Look at that. Look at that.
Mine's grimy.
Yeah, I know. Yours, you look like you must have been sweating bad.
My hats get grimy.
Really?
Yeah.
You go through a lot of hats.
Well, how many do you think I got?
You got just hat racks all over. Every door in this place has got a hat rack. How many hats do you think are in that? When I say hat rack, guys, I'm talking it like hangs on the back of the door. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, and the hats are just folded like you would get if you had 30 hats put together. There's probably 100 hats right there. There's one on my bedroom door.
There's 36 in the top row.
And there's 5 rows, so that's 150.
No, the bottom one, so 35 times 5.
So how often do you throw a hat out?
I literally just gave away 2 garbage bags full of hats.
Do you have, like, if you go out, like,
That's
this hat's a lucky hat
hats.
This hat's a lucky hat. What are you going to do with it if it's garbage?
I wore this in Canada with my uncle because it just seemed right. And then I've worn it with you, and that's it. Now, the reason it looks like that is because in Canada, I was catching like 150 fish a day.
Yeah, you get sweaty from that.
Yeah. So I guess we're going to submit these tonight. The video for the final day of the Master Angler Challenge comes out on Matt Stefan Fishing tomorrow at 4 p.m., which would be Sunday, November 17th.
Correct. I think.
What else do you want to say?
Dude, it's been a blast. Like, thank you for the hospitality.
Well, thanks you for coming down. I mean, you drove 13 hours. It was not great. It was not great, dude.
Well, I can see the potential, like, for sure. And I've seen the pictures. I know we were fishing the lakes we should have been fishing. And we were.
How many different lakes did we fish? I do want to just run through how many different lakes we fished, if I can even remember, because I think the number's like 11.
How many?
We did 3 today.
Well, technically,
we did 3 today.
4
today.
4.
Yeah, we did 4 today. No effort towards the catfish. We just didn't get there. That was the game plan if we knocked the crappie out early today.
Yeah,
So we did 4 today. We did 2 yesterday.
1 the day before.
1 the day before.
And 2 the day before that.
And 2 the day before that. So we did 9. 9 different bodies of water.
And it's not
in multiple different states.
Yeah, it's
north to south, literally west, east.
It's not like back in Wisconsin where it's like you can take the boat out, drive across the street, and put in another lake. I mean, there was that was one of the things that hurt us the most. A lot of drive time.
Mm-hmm. God, I'm tired.
Yeah. I cannot emphasize enough how exhausting this has been.
I just like that you're master. Like, I know we've both caught a lot of Master Angler awards before, just not.
No, it's official now.
Yeah.
From now on, I will.
But I
refer
like
to
that
you
your
as
first Master Angler award is also your PB.
It is, yeah.
You know, it's not just like, oh, I caught one, but now I'm going to register it.
It's
like that was
clearly
the biggest crappie that you had ever caught.
Like easily. I was trying to think. I don't think I've broken the 14-inch. I maybe have touched 14-inch, but this was substantially bigger than that.
St. Clair Eric says this is the most advertising In-Fisherman has gotten. I agree. We're gonna have a chat with In-Fisherman and see what we can do going forward, hopefully, because we both love the brand and stuff. But listen, this was a non-sponsored trip. Like, we paid for. We literally, every time I had to stop to get gas, we alternated who filled up the gas tank. had to buy multiple different fishing licenses, food, all that stuff along the way. But
yeah, it was worth it. It definitely, there was no sponsored fishing going on here. This was, and like we said, I think we would continue to do this even if we weren't making content out of it.
It's a good question. So, Pulpfish2 says, so is the 10-day challenge out of the question? Is that too exhausting?
No. Like I would keep going right now, but there is a little part of me that's like, I can sleep in tomorrow.
Oh, you had mentioned, like, you have a lot of stuff to do when you get home. Like, I understand you got 2 boys, a wife, family, massive tackle company, like all sorts of stuff that you're what?
It's massive. Yeah.
It is massive. It's literally probably the fastest growing tackle company in the world. Is that a fair assessment?
I have no way of measuring that. I'm very happy with Core Tackle's success.
But you did throw out the idea before you caught yours, because like I said, the last cast you made in this challenge was your master angler fish.
Yep.
We're like, might have to come back tomorrow morning.
Yeah, right around 5 o'clock, the idea started floating around about fishing tomorrow morning as well. And
which you're supposed to be in Wisconsin tomorrow night.
Prior to, I have a 13 and a half hour drive. Prior to 5:55-ish, I feel pretty confident in saying we were going to fish a few hours in the morning. Like, that's how I was feeling.
Oh, really? You were going to say yes.
I didn't want to say anything until, like, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it. But
oh, wow.
I saw enough in those last 2 hours to be like, I can't drive away. Like, I feel like I know where there's something at. I don't even know what weather conditions are. And there's another bass lake I really wanted to hit too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so because I've become a master, I've decided that I think it's probably just best to drive back in the morning.
Yeah, I would concur. I would like a day off.
Are we officially should be addressed as masters?
No, not yet. It has not been approved.
Oh, good point.
That goes to In-Fisherman, and then I'm not gonna bother Thomas on a Saturday night. Like, we had him on standby for shows the last 3 nights, and we dropped the ball. And then the night when we catch it, it is what it is. So, all right. Thank you to all the guys and all of you who are listening, who have followed this, who've kept up along the way. Greatly appreciate it. I had a blast at it. Matt, thank you for coming down. Had a great time fishing with you, hanging out. Well, we didn't do a lot of hanging out. But
really was not hanging out. It was a work. It was work and play at the same time.
Yeah. And like I said, big shout out to all the BTL people that followed along and listened. Matt Stefan Fishing is where you can see all the videos that kind of correspond with the BTLs that we did every day on this. And like, game plan is hopefully we have more coming in the future.
Honestly, like, wouldn't you say that the support and feedback we were getting from the viewers out there was a big part of, like, the motivation?
Listen, grinding? 100%. So there were some videos that especially one that you put out where you're like, dude, I'm going to get roasted. And like, this is going to be a bad video. There's going to be a lot of negative comments about it. Like, there's no fish catches in it. It was the one when we went bass fishing. And I was
day
like,
2.
I was confident. I said, dude, I think it was good. I said, put 45 minutes of us standing up there not catching anything. I said, that's what it's really like.
And there were a bunch of comments where people are like, that's normal bass fishing.
Yeah.
Some days you don't catch them. And it's just, it was, for me at least, it was motivating to feel like, I kind of felt like I didn't want to let the viewers down, but I also kind of felt like I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of the viewers either, in a way, like, we want to catch the fish.
I was embarrassed.
Like, from a fishing
going
standpoint.
into today, it didn't look good at 3 p.m.
Yeah. But I mean, again, it's fishing.
Even though
and
it was just a 15-inch crappie, it was a cool 15-inch crappie.
Dude, like people see us. I mean, we were screaming in the
dude.
boat.
You have moments in fishing. I've talked about this before, and I'm sure it's like anything that you're passionate about in life. It's not just fishing. Just with us, it just happens to be fishing, right? Where like that's like a core memory.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in fishing, a lot of those core memories are lost fish, where you're like, damn, I'm going to think about that one for the next 30 years. But every once in a while you have it where you're like, do you remember when, or that time, like, and that was a core memory tonight. Those are things you can't buy. You can't put a price tag on that. There is no sponsorship for that. You own that individually or with the person that you were with that night. And that's kind of what makes this whole thing worthwhile.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
And I think that's kind of what makes the Master Angler Challenge from In-Fisherman worthwhile, is because when you're chasing that and you can look back on it and you see that award or that patch or what it is, it takes you back to that moment when that fish is in the boat or that fish is on the bank, or you see that thing for the first time and you realize, oh my gosh, like this is something that I've really worked for.
Do you think there's a little bit in fishermen, like I don't know if they were following along, but if they were following along, do you think they were rooting against us or for us?
I think they were rooting for exactly what happened. If they were.
Yeah,
we realize it's way more challenging than it is. The numbers or the inches in length are pretty much spot on for whatever we like. A really, 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 really like big, awesome, fantastic, bigger than 99% of the hybrids that we've ever caught. Yeah, 25. But I agree, another inch is a whole different category.
Yeah, but those fish generally don't live to get another inch.
That's what makes you a master angler. I mean, you caught the 14 3/4 inch crappie. How big was that?
That was a PB at the time.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
but 15.
Yeah, I agree. I think if anything, it should solidify, or I mean, not that we fish for every species, but I mean, I think the idea is that these are very difficult but still obtainable goals to go after.
I want to close with this. So I've got a little St. Jude pin right here that I keep. You can tell I've got the St. Jude Bass Classic and the poster and all that up there. Great news from our buddy Miles Berghoff and his daughter Riley. He just posted tonight and he messaged us earlier, like her final scans there at St. Jude. I think they were there for like 6 months. She had like neuroblastoma, the cancer, and I think she's good to go.
Yeah, scans came back clean. I can't ask for anything more from that. Yeah,
I mean,
St.
we're
Jude's
worried about the fact that we, you know, we were an inch short on a hybrid striper. Like that's real life, dude.
Yeah, it is. And I mean that's one thing that I'm planning on fishing that tournament this year.
So am I.
And I'm sure we'll be talking more about it.
My wall of dollars over there. Maybe we should put a little bit of some signed simoleons on that.
Yeah, we could do that. Hank will gladly take your money.
Oh yeah, you're fishing with Hank. I don't want any piece of that.
Why?
Because I don't want to mess with Hank.
It's not messing. He's gonna whoop your butt.
Yeah, that's why I don't want any piece of Hank at all. I'm not gonna. Okay. I mean, I can handle you, but Hank.
I mean,
I know Hank knows his stuff.
He does. He catches half our fish on Wednesday nighters.
Yeah, I'm out on any betting with Hank.
Okay.
With Hank as your partner. I know a losing bet when I see one.
Well, we actually did talk about having a bet on day 2 or day 3. I don't remember what day it was. And you wanted to bet $1,000 on biggest, most, and
no.
fish.
Oh, I did joke on that. What did I want to bet? No,
you said $1,000.
Well, the day before I wanted to bet $100 that we wouldn't catch one under 4 pounds.
That is true.
That was the safest bet.
That is true.
On the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Well, all right, I'm starving. You got anything else?
No, I got a pizza that's out there getting cold.
All right, thanks, guys. This was awesome. Monday, what is today? Saturday, the 16th. Monday morning, the 18th, 8:30 a.m. BTL. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. I have no idea.
On?
No idea. No clue. No one planned. I got nothing planned.
Well, I'm not coming on.
No, you've done 5 BTLs in a row. Thanks, Matt. I greatly appreciate it coming down.
Yeah, man.
I had a great time.
So much fun.
I can't wait to do it again. So, All right, this has been another edition of BTL Bass Talk Live, Monday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. We'll see you there. Later.